Our mission at My Veteran Passion MVP is to elevate awareness of veterans' mental health. Through both physical and virtual platforms, we empower our nation's warriors and continue the battle against veteran suicide to ensure a smooth transition for veterans into civilian life while preserving the camaraderie they cherished during their service. Through diverse events, social and virtual gatherings, we provide connections, resources, benefits, and education.
Got one.
And as I've
Strong bodies harbor resilient minds. Your support unleashes the true potential of these national heroes. Stand with us in nurturing success and creating a positive environment for mental and physical health alike.
My Veteran Passion is a 501c3 federally recognized nonprofit designed to help the community's mental health through physical fitness and virtual gatherings to aid veterans in transition to their local communities and prevent veteran suicide. The views expressed by individuals are individual ideas. MVP does not condone the use of sexist, racist, or discriminatory statements or remarks. This is an adult conversation.
Mike check. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate y'all. This is the MVP Morning Mix. Let me unmute myself. Let's see. Oh, I can do it right here.
On. Before you do, someone says bless you,
Bless you.
and now you can't sneeze.
I always look at them like thinking, "You son of a."
If you start going like that with them, like
Does that? That's a movie.
then you
thing.
take
Who
it away
does
from
that?
them.
Yeah.
Do you do that?
No. I caught a security guard. He was about to sneeze, and I was like, "Should I say it?" I was like, "Nah, I'll be nice." I didn't say anything.
You
I let
just
him sneeze in peace.
say elephant, elephant, elephant. Apparently that helps.
Oh, really? To help you sneeze?
No, to make your sneeze go away.
Oh, really?
Elephant.
Yeah. 'Cause some people don't sneeze just once.
Oh, I don't hold my sneezes in anymore. Like, you know how like people used to go, "Ha," and they'd hold it in.
Fuck that. Actually, that can cause a aneurysm.
Yeah, I let it all right out, and I let everybody know.
Yeah, I knew. There was also a guy who held in all his farts and he had a heart
You know what
attack.
they say? Better out than it. What?
Yeah, apparently that was a thing.
Yeah, there's one time, this one guy, this one person did this one thing, and that's what happened.
No, my brother was in boot camp, and one guy would not poop, right? Because in Marine Corps boot camp, I don't know if
Because they were
anybody else
saying,
knows
like,
this. Yeah, no, he had like his septic was backed up for sure.
yeah, and usually you start smelling like it comes out of your pores.
Oh,
Oh, sick. But yeah, like
here's a well, I was gonna wait, but yes, gas has to go somewhere, and as you know, gas goes up. So if your body's pushing it down and you're not, it goes up. You also burp, mind you that.
so you burp out your fart.
Just a thought, just saying.
Soto, I would have fun going to the bathroom across from you in an open squad bay.
Thumb
It's
Wars.
just toilet.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, like the fucking 29
Hey,
palms.
Soto, I don't know. Did you experience that? Soto?
I don't think no one understands that experience, Burnt. Like
Yeah.
what you have. So what Burntman is talking about is like, when you go to the bathroom and it's a big bathrooms or whatever, there's like dividers in between, right? Not in 29 Palms training. There's no dividers. Like it's just like 12 toilets on one side and like 12 on the other. That's what you get.
Yeah.
And pass around the toilet paper because There's nowhere to put it. It sucks, but it's something that we did. Unfortunately, no, it's not nice, Eli. It's absolutely not nice. It was embarrassing. It was like
It was until it just became
a thing.
normal.
Yeah, everyone started doing it, so you did it
Yeah.
too, and then you started having conversations and stuff like that, and you
Like,
normalize the, abnormal per se. It was horrible. I would try to go at night, bro, so no one would bother me.
Pal, trust me, you're not that guy.
Just saying. Anyways, enough about that. But we are talking today. Thank you, everyone, for making it at the MVP Morning Mix. We're talking today about mental health issues and their causes. You know, a lot of the things, as Bertman's saying, is by at this point, a life choice. To join the military. No, but the surroundings also affect your mental health. You know, um, mental health encompasses. So what we're talking about today, or this whole week, will be mental health, but that encompasses everything. The good mental health, the bad mental health, and identifying some of it. And now we're going to identify some of the things that help you with these complex thoughts of, hey, what's going on in your head, because this is not for you to go and diagnose everyone about mental health, which we're not doing that here, nor am I saying I'm doing that too, but identifying what's going on with you will help everyone in the long run. Eli says, what caused my bad mental health was my mother, who screamed at me for every little thing I did wrong. There you go. I mean, that's definitely part of it, your environment, life experiences, that stress from family. Sometimes there's cultural stress, sometimes there's work stress, sometimes there's like social stresses, you know. Um, yeah, I wanna use my life as an example, but sometimes I'm embarrassed to, you know what I mean? Because that's the only examples really that I can be like, yo, this is my life experience and this is what's going on. But mental health also happens with biological factors. You know, sometimes it's genetics. You can't help it. It's not something that you can say like, oh, I can turn it off and on. No, it's genetically in your makeup, in your overall. Um,
Yeah, so if you're a psychopath, you're a psychopath.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Doc, I want to be kind of careful with saying that because people can use that as a crutch. If you're looking for an excuse to be like, well, this is just how I am. I just act this way because I was born with it
Well,
predetermined. I would
I
kind
think
of
he's talking more
shy
so
away from
about.
that because if you, yeah, sorry, Pooh, can I finish my thought first, real quick? Um,
Vodka's not
because with
sexual.
like therapy and yeah, I appreciate it. With like therapy and like and talking with somebody and learning how to control that type of stuff, like it's not easy, but it can't be done. And using an excuse is well, it's predetermined because of my genetics. It can be a very crutch for a lot of people who
mhm.
don't really want to change. So I kind of be careful about just saying like, well, you could just be born with, you know,
Yeah,
acting that way.
and I appreciate your consideration. And at the end of the day, people are going to use my words to the left or to the right, whatever suits them. And I understand your concern and I appreciate it, brother.
I'm
to
definitely
the
going to use your
north, to the
words.
south.
Well, I think, like you said, mental health is an umbrella. So there's lots of things that fall under mental health, schizophrenia, like legitimate things that you are born with that you cannot help. So there's a lot of things that attribute to mental health more than just depression and
And it's
anxiety.
under my umbrella. Ella.
See,
You're being dumb, silly.
I said weirdo. You out here calling
Oh.
me dumb now?
Oh, hey, that's my. You know what? I can't hear very well.
Turn me up then. He says he can't hear me that well
Hey, I
and
turned
that
you
I'm
up,
quiet.
but you mumbled it. Okay.
all right,
I'm gonna
kids.
Doc,
What's up?
so I do appreciate tu si uso. I use a lot of things that you say. I think from everybody. Pero it's also good. I guess I'll just share like things that I get from you, like just by the little bit that you said right now, sharing, and you said that you're embarrassed. I don't think you should be feel embarrassed. If you do, you might have your reasons. Pero like for instance, I as a woman and adult, sometimes I do forget, how important my words can be. Like cuando if I like my son being the oldest, and a young man, and I'm a very strict man. And I remember I've always told you guys, and you're like I've gotten a lot of from your mom because she was so strict, and I really adopted that. And but it's good to know porque learning about mental health and just how it affects me, and also como ADHD and all that stuff, like it helps me understand more from my son's point of view, because sometimes I do forget. Sometimes I'm like just on his ass, por todo esto, and I like I should be feeding him life, and also, like como a single mom, like I'm raising a young man too, so I have to measure like how tough and I suppose balance like to be with him, and also be so considerate of how it can affect him mentally, con behavioral health. So thanks for sharing, and I guess from all of you, Manny, todo eso, it's good because I don't know, we think different. I don't know where in the scale, men and women, todo eso, pero it does help me see a man's perspective and understand just from your upbringing, things that I can do better as a person, not just, I suppose, not just with my son, just with men or just anybody in general. So I just, gracias por eso. I do
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you.
the stuff that you guys share.
Yeah,
And it's more valuable, I think, than what you think. Yeah.
appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and to talk about those biological factors, there's also the psychological factors, like you're saying, like those coping mechanisms we have to utilize in order to like be about it, like saying, like Bob said, like, hey, well, I'm gonna say because it's my genetics, so that's the way I am. No, that's a psychological coping mechanism. What I mean by that is like if you've been diagnosed, if like there's literally in your genes, there is history in your family of such things. You know what I mean? That's really what I'm going for here. But yeah, you're right. Those psychological effects from, like Eli said, with his mother screaming too much and such. Well, Eli, what helped him was getting out of the place, out of there. And 2 years later, he says he's feeling better. It's not perfect, but definitely better. Yeah, sometimes we think we're helping when we're hindering. That's what you're talking about, finding that balance, that the optimal balance between being you, the person that has to teach a man how to you're raising a man, like you want to know how to, because you can see that there's something missing there. You know what I mean? And I understand what you're saying. Um, you know, a lot of us had to deal with that stuff, without a doubt, and it's part of life. So the coping mechanisms you use, that psychological matter, that excuse me, um, even loss can contribute to having, you know, mental health issues. You know, uh,
Happy new month, y'all.
yeah. Happy May. May is the uh, Mental Health Awareness Month. Today's also Laughter Day.
Oh, what was that? Just kidding.
Yeah, but welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're talking about, mental health issues in itself, and what are some of the contributing factors. You know, we talked about the biological factors, and we were able to segue into like the psychological factors. What's another psychological factor y'all think that contributes to mental health?
I mean, I know mental health, especially for us, who have gone overseas and stuff like that. You have your external war, but then you have your silent war that happens when you come back. And that's a battle that a lot of us face that we don't talk about initially. And a lot of people don't know what we're going through. And I'll be honest with you, like right now, I'm a partial inpatient in mental health, but I'm still going about life. I'm still laughing, doing my things. But when it comes to mental health, I believe some people believe that you got to stop living to get help, because you can still keep going. You can still do the things you were doing before. It's just making sure that you're getting the tune up that you need and not keeping it silent. And I think that's what really gets a lot of us, especially, for the veterans that I know and myself, is keeping it silent, making it seem like, everything's okay. But when in reality, the battle's still going on in the mind and in the heart. And being able to be open about that. And of course, if you need that upper level of treatment, I get the upper level of treatment. There's no shame in that. It's no, and I think it also opens up because when you're able to open up about your issues, when you're able to open up like, hey, I'm going through treatment or did this, got counseling, whatever it might be, it opens up that door for those that may be going through it as well, or somebody that thought about getting it but doesn't know who to go to and doesn't know how to open up about it. Until we stop making it a silent war and start making it an open war where we all can pitch in together, then we're going to still have certain brothers and sisters that are going to end up facing these things alone.
Thank you for that, man. Really appreciate it. Mac, were you gonna say something? Oh, I think he just has his mics on. And just a fair reminder. Go ahead, brother.
Listen to what you were. Pretty much how my career ended. I had a domestic violence situation with my ex-wife. She was, um, she was, she was physically and mentally abused by both of her parents. They were alcoholics, so that kind of carried on into her adult life. And when we got married at the age of 18, pretty much, I didn't know really how to handle anything as far as even my own career. I was just fresh out of high school. And I truly believe that you really don't even have to go overseas to experience the external battle, because just to uh just to be a part of the 1% that joined the military, you obviously have it in your heart to make a huge sacrifice for the world around you. So, I mean, that just comes with a lot in itself. And I only completed 1 year of service, but not dealing with the mental health issues that came with the domestic violence situation that ultimately led me losing my job. Um, yeah, I mean, I kind of, I mean, I understand exactly what you're saying as far as just being quiet about it and not just pushing it off and everything. So now I'm pretty much at the state of just recovery.
And that's awesome, bro. Like legitimately, getting to that state of recovery. Because a lot of times what we do is, and I'm guilty of this, we wait until it's too late. We don't take the signs of the smoke coming from the volcano as like, hey, I need some help. We wait until the volcano explodes. But by then, depending on what kind of explosion that happens, there can be some severe consequences. And of course, you become the bad guy. People look at you like, oh, look at this destructive mofo. But in reality, you were just in pain for years and years and years, or months, or whatever it might be, no matter what it is. The torment of the mental state that you were going through and trying to do what was right and facing it alone can really affect you. And so,
Good
being
morning,
able
y'all.
to
Good
have
morning,
people open
Trunks.
up, being able to come into groups like this, like
Notorious.
MVP, and be able to just be authentic to who you are, I think is so
Hush, you
imperative
know
for
what
our
I mean?
community
Like
to open up and be able to get the healing that you need. Not so much that we know what to do, as much as we have the resources to guide you to those things that you need
the
to
crew
do.
here so you can listen.
And I mean, I appreciate you opening up about that. That's not an easy thing. That's tough because you went there to serve your country, and stuff happens. And I just want you to know, like brother, like seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I'm proud of you because you're getting the help that you needed. And stuff happens. It really does happen. But what we have done in our past does not make us who we are. Stuff does happen, and we can grow through that and be bigger and better. So Yeah,
without a
man.
doubt. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and you're doing it now, you know, you're seeking the assistance. You're saying help, you know, like and I'm sorry to hear that that's how your military career ended, truly, but I'm really happy that you're here with us. And, you know, thank you for sharing. Eli says, also my best friend helped me with a lot of getting more social. Notoria says, I just suffer from low moods every single day and it doesn't go away. Is this depression? Streamer can't hear you because the guy is speaking. Don't worry though. Oh, no, not at all. I don't know if it's depression. I can't diagnose. I'm not, you know, licensed, and that's not what we do here. But I will tell you that in those low moods, we call that, you know, we all have like a tool belt, and that's what we, you know, and it's a proverbial, it's an imaginary one. You know, everything that we learn, like, all right, physical fitness helps out, peer support helps out, getting out, doing a hobby helps out. When you're feeling like that, try to schedule out something that can bring up that mood, you know. Sometimes you're gonna have to make sure that you power through it. You're like, man, I don't want to go for a run, but I'm gonna go for a run. And as much as, you know, the first 2 minutes are agonizing, afterwards, you know, you're running, and then 40 minutes later you feel better. You know, I'm not saying to go do that, but I'm saying, like, you know, as an example, um definitely stick around, listen to a lot of us. Unfortunately, a lot of us, well, fortunately too, we have been diagnosed, you know. So sometimes when we talk comes from a place of like, hey, I was impatient, hey, this is what happened, hey, you know, whatever it is, you know. But yeah, you know, getting more sun, you know, like Pooh says, always is a great way to start. It's something that we talked about too, how vitamin D produces in your body, you know, feel goods, you know, changes brain chemistry. And that's what we talk about mostly here, is that disruption, or is it abruption? Never mind. It's a disruption of when you start feeling that way. What's in your toolkit? What are you going to use? Are you going to use working out? Are you going to use peer support? Are you going to, you know, whatever you feel like it, you know? But at the end of the day, make sure that in that pocket, ready, the skills is that you go see a professional. You know, you always seek a professional for mental health. What are you laughing over there, Conejo?
My bad, dude. Sorry.
Doc's like opening up his heart.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Mac. Also, my bad, bro. I had a message come in, and it was unexpected, and it made me laugh. But I know it sounds really unrealistic, but that's exactly what happened, and I'm putting my kid's life on it. All right, that's what happened.
Those side conversations,
Wait,
you and Carito, bro. Damn. She's
No,
guilty.
no,
You can see it. Look at
yeah,
her.
no. Like, anyway,
Got it.
but hey, I don't even. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
He was talking to somebody in his chat, guys. You're so rude. Someone had a real question and he was answering. That's why he was sincere about it.
The thing is, was like I was being quiet about it, as quiet as possible. I didn't realize I should have muted. Oh, what's up? What's up, Bear? I'm gonna say hey.
Yeah, I mean, Notorious, that happens. Notorious, that happens so much you don't even know. Those, and we're talking about environmental factors, right? Like your family, like that's still an environment with them. And if you explain it to your close ones and they don't understand it, and like you said, and they say that depression doesn't exist, hey, bro, I don't know. Tell them to explain it to me. What's going on then? You know what I mean? Like, tell it to the doctors. You know, if they're doctors and they say it doesn't exist, you know, prove it. You know, but unfortunately, that's just ignorant thoughts, man.
Yeah, I think some people I've noticed, just my experience, people that say stuff like that are people that are not willing to face their own emotions and their own trauma. Because if depression ends up becoming real to them, then that's something that they have to face, and that's too much for them.
I like that, man. Like, you're right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
The
Also, two things. what Spider-Man said, I really like because yeah, authenticity behind it, like to be authentic, and I feel like that comes from a place of honesty. Because I feel like I found all my growth the moment that I was honest with myself, and I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like I really cannot keep going like this. And two, I think one thing that you guys talked about, I forgot who said. I don't know if it was Vop or who said it. Uh, it's an ongoing thing. Life is an ongoing thing, and so to be able to separate, like diagnosing everything and being like, oh, is this depression, or oh, is this like, um, or being like, oh, this is just, this is a challenge that in my everyday life, like, things that are gonna go wrong at work, things are gonna go wrong, there might be a hiccup here and there, and it has nothing to do with you, but we get really great about internalizing it, like it's my fault, this is my fault, that is my fault, and to be able to block that and be like, this is, and so life is an ongoing thing, and therefore mental health will be an ongoing thing, and so the relationship that you keep with yourself is very important, and so we have to be really honest with ourselves, like, okay, like, is this really my fault, is this really me, because it's a slippery slope, bro, like guilt and shame those are murderers, bro, those will kill, and I feel like the best way to fight anything, to like, I think I posted about it on Facebook, it's like the best way to fight, to be the best way to get revenge or fight or advocate or apologize, is to be the best version of ourselves, and that includes self-care, that includes your self-care, that includes your mental health.
Yeah, I know one of the biggest mistakes I made when I came back from Iraq was I thought it was going to be get in there, get my treatment, and then I'm healed and good to go, continue on with life. And the reality is, it doesn't really go away. You just learn how to carry it better. You can learn how to be healthy with it as you go through life. Instead of, like, for me, drinking and all this other stuff that I did that wasn't healthy. And instead, now, I turn that around and I do charity events, I do Spider-Man events, and, I do streams and all this kind of stuff that is more positive. It's not that, it went away. It's just I learned how to better carry it and how to become the best version of myself I can with what I'm carrying. And as far as like treatment goes, you know yourself better than anyone else. I had to go through 5 docs before I found one that really I felt like was able to hear me out. So if you go to a doc and you don't feel heard, go to another one. Go to another one until you legitimately feel like you're being heard. And don't give up. Don't ever give up. You're not alone.
That's huge. Lifestyle choices. You can, you could sit there and wallow and drink yourself to oblivion, you know, eat, go to sleep, drink, and in order to cope. But is that good for your health? You know what I mean? Getting out there, working out, doing charity events. I mean, doing things that will help others, or it makes you happy, or it makes other people, like, you're contributing, you're giving yourself a type of motive, like that could help out a lot to decrease a lot of that extra added on uh stress to your mental health, you know. um Notorious says, thanks a lot, guys. Just knowing that other people are going through the same thing is awesome. Yeah, I mean, you're not alone. That's what we say here. Never forget, you're never alone. Because when you have depression, you see people who are really well, and that makes you even more depressed. That's true. That's true. Sometimes it's like, man, you want to be there, but you're not there, and that sometimes, it makes you feel bad. But you
And
guys, go ahead.
And sometimes those people that are happy are depressed themselves. You will be surprised some of the people that end up being like really depressed, have anxiety, all these different types of things, but they hide behind a mask. And I was notorious for that. When I first came back and started doing all this stuff, smile on my face, counting the blessings. Oh yeah, hey, I'm here for you. Da, 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 da. But in reality, I was hurting inside. I had so much pain inside that I just didn't know what to do with it. But I saw it as a weakness. And it wasn't until I legitimately had a brother come up to me. He's like, hey, man, I know you keep saying all this stuff, but like, what's going on? And then finally one day I was able to let it out. And I'm glad I did, because I'm just gonna be upfront. I probably wouldn't be here today if I didn't. There were so many
Yeah.
things I was doing that was unhealthy, and being able to be real about that is there's a freedom to it. The authenticity of being real with what you went through is one of the biggest steps I think is in the healing process. Because in order to know where you're going to go next, you got to remember where you came from, and that's just all about the growth, all about the healing. So
Yeah.
I definitely feel you in regards to the depression, anxiety, all that stuff right now. Like I said, I'm currently going through the mental health system right now, but just last weekend, 24 for 22, dancing, streaming, up and at 'em. People wouldn't think I was depressed, anxiety in the mental institute, but I am. And it doesn't happen overnight as far as being able to balance yourself. It's one of those situations where if 5% is all you got, then give 100% of 5%. Just know those small victories will eventually lead to the bigger victories to come, and you will be where you want to be eventually if you keep going.
Thank you for that. Go ahead, Bear.
You hear me? If it's really loud back here, I do apologize. But as I'm watching everybody and hearing people talk, two things that come to mind are don't forget that battle is a one-on-one battle with yourself. It isn't a battle with everybody else. It isn't a battle with the person on the screen to your right or to your left or who's speaking right now. It's you versus yourself. You aren't alone in it, but you are fighting it against yourself. You're not fighting against a brother or sister. You're not fighting against someone else. Don't look at somebody on the screen and compare yourself to them. Don't look at someone on the screen and say, man, I want to be where that person is at. No, fuck that. You don't want to be where that person is at because you really don't know where that person is at. Yeah, a lot of us that are on here constantly and trying to motivate people to step up are still dealing with shit. And we deal with shit every single day. Um, so as you compare yourself to somebody else, you really don't know what's going on in their background. Um, so don't do yourself dirty like that and looking at someone and be like, man, I want to be like them, because you don't know what they've gone through to get where they're at or what they're currently dealing with at during this moment. So again, don't compare yourself to anyone else. Forget everybody else and work on yourself. But at the same time, keep in mind that there are people out there struggling and going through the same thing and are willing to stand by your side and dig that hole out with you, and be able to get you out of that hole with you, alongside of you. And I guess that's the whole point of Morning Mix. That's the whole point of Salty Sailor Talk. That's the whole point of MVP, is that we're all going through our own shit. We're all dealing with our own shit. We're all looking at ourselves in the mirror and we're like, how we can get out of this. But when now you have somebody else next to you that's dealing or essentially has the same objective as to be a better me tomorrow, and the following day be a better me, the following day and the following day and the following day, you each other motivate each other and help each other out. Lastly, don't forget, like, yeah, this is an ongoing fight. This is a fight that we will all continue to fight until you stop fighting. And that's why we're here, because we don't want to see you stop fighting. We want to see you continue to fight it. Don't stop. Love yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself, it's so crazy to think, and this is something I've struggled with and I still struggle with, because sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I tell myself I love myself. And then I laugh and I'm like, this is stupid, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're talking to yourself in the mirror. But you'd be surprised the days that I don't talk to myself in the mirror, how horrible I feel. And then I go to the bathroom and I do it, and I come out laughing at myself, not realizing that laughter has actually erased some of the issues I'm going through, has changed my mood so slightly that it makes my day go by better every single time I do that. So learn to love yourself, focus on you, fight with yourself, fight for yourself before you start trying to fight for someone else. But that doesn't mean that you can't stand by somebody else while they're fighting as well.
Yeah.
I love Bear, bro.
Yeah, I mean, dropping knowledge, he's right. That's what we're here. This is the thing we do. We help one another be better. And as we help each other be better, think about it, how that really is an exponential power, because then you take it to work and people start doing better, and you do better at your work, you better your community, and in essence we're bettering our nation by being here, and that's what we want to do. We want to be better overall. Did Valier, yeah, he was he able to make it in here? Good, awesome. But yeah, Val York, we're talking about mental health issues and some of their causes from like biological standpoints, psychological standpoints. We talked about the life experiences, which are the environmental standpoints, you know. Without knowing, we started talking about like some of the things that is socially acceptable, you know, and some of the things that we had to do in the military that in the military we were made to do for because it was socially acceptable over there. That can be hard, you know, or traumas, past traumas, how that can mold your future if you don't take care of it. You know, alcoholism is a big one. It's not only big in the military community, but I think it's big overall in the nation. Um, it's a substance that gets overused and people die because of it. They start having liver problems. Um, but we gotta learn how to overcome that. What's another social factor or environmental factor, Jay, do you think, you know, affects or just affects mental health, positive or negative?
Good question.
Yeah, that's why I said affects, because I didn't want to say like, oh, makes it worse, or you know what I mean? Because positive or negative, they're both good.
So I'll try to hit both. Positive. I think that a social factor is having peer support is a positive thing for mental health. Having people that have experienced what you're going through, who are better or getting better themselves, is critical to you getting better. Because you can talk to every doctor in the world, but if you don't actually talk to the people that have lived it, gone through it, and gotten better, you may never see the success that you're seeking. Um, and then secondly, negative, I think that we still face a, what's the word for it? A stigma nationally towards mental health, and anything mental health related is just immediately negative and is seen in a light that is off-putting because it's a sign of weakness, or some people might misconstrue a mental health diagnosis for you being crazy or something like that, you know. So it is what it is. There's good and bad in both sides. I think overall what matters most with mental health is, as I think Bear was saying, is that it is your fight, that you are fighting with you to get better. So don't take it out on others. It's not their they could be part of the environment that led to what is wrong now, but blaming other people for where you're at will not get you out of the hole that you're in. So don't point fingers. Instead, learn how to motivate yourself. If you can motivate yourself and stay dedicated to yourself, you can get through a lot of these mental health issues. It's not going to be easy and it will take time, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That discipline has to kick in. Like, even though I don't want to, I have to, you
hmm
know? And it might
I mean, I'm
hurt.
not going to lie. I battle depression every day. It's a struggle for me to take my vitamin. It's a struggle for me to wake up. It's a struggle for me to brush my teeth. Like, I have to force myself to do these things to stay in my routine. Even when I don't feel like doing them, they're little things, but the little victories add up and they make me feel better. As long as I stick to my, like for me, a good little routine, that's something that's worked for me personally. So,
Man, yeah, the little wins. It's the little ones that count, really, because those little wins are going to get you to that big one, you know?
exactly.
Is it a sign of lack of gratitude if I'm depressed despite having so much to be grateful for, says Notorious. Notorious
Mm-mm.
also says, that's why I don't like to talk to people about my mental health issues, because I don't want to sound ungrateful. Yeah, you can be grateful and still be depressed, you know? you know, that's the thing about it, man. Like when depression hits, like even your favorite food will be bland, you know.
Hmm.
But sometimes you have to take yourself to go eat that favorite food in order to start remembering good times and feeling better. You have to do that self care, you know, whatever it is, whether it be a home cooked meal, whether it be taking a shower. That's a big one. Like, you want to change your mood? Go take a shower. You know, like, you want to change it quickly? Go take a cold shower. You know, like, there's levels, and Spider-Man will tell you about that cold plunge.
Oh yeah, that cold
Drink
plunge.
water.
That
L,
cold plunge will get you.
yeah. Are you ever gonna do a live cold plunge?
Uh, I'll be your Huckleberry. Darn right I will. I'll do it on the next
Ooh!
24 for 22. I'll do it on the next 24 for 22.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was thinking about it, but yeah, going back to Notorious's question, I know for me, I grew up in a Mexican culture. So one thing that was always thrown at me as a kid, and I carried with me until my 30s, was the fact that, well, you know what, appreciate what you got because there's kids in Africa that aren't able to eat, which coming to the wisdom that I have now, it's invalidating your emotions of what you feel. Sure, yeah, I mean, we live in America, we have a lot of things, but does that really take away what you're going through inside? No. What you feel is what you feel. It's very important to validate those emotions. People want to say this and that because, like I said, I honestly believe that they don't know how to cope with emotion. So they say stuff like that. But being able to be real with what you're going through and being able to face that right there takes a lot of courage. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that don't want to do that, which is fine. But then there's a lot of people that don't want to do that and want to reflect that on other people, and that's unhealthy. It's very unhealthy. And so, I was like that myself. That's the way I grew up. That's the way I was being when I was in my 20s. And when I started getting help, and I was just like, my world was rocked. I was just like, what do you mean? Like, I can be grateful for what I have and still be depressed? Whoa, it was mind blowing. And once I accepted that and let that digest and marinate in my mind, um, I had a better peace about it. I felt like I can feel again and not have to worry about like, hey, I'm not grateful. So I'm darn right I'm grateful, but I'm also depressed. I'm very sad, and that's okay.
Thank you for that. Go ahead, Jay.
Just to add to that, what one of the things he was saying kind of brought up an idea in my mind, which was I know for me personally, I was not raised to be emotionally aware and emotionally in tune with myself. I was taught that I can either be happy or I can be completely quiet, and those are the only two accepted things out of me from my parents, how I was raised, right? If I would bring up an uncomfortable emotion towards them, I would get punished. I would get my butt slapped. I would not be treated with respect. I was emotionally shut down as a child, right? And that can happen for a lot of people. And I feel like if that has happened to you, it is possible to emotionally tune yourself in. It takes work and time, but that is something that I'm wholehearted about is that emotional validation, like being able to emotionally express yourself with wisdom and not just get lost in the emotions is something that's critical too, because that used to happen to me because I wasn't emotionally in tune. When I would feel something negative, I would just go off the rails. I would become angry and irate and mad, and I would break things. I would, like I was just a bad person when I was angry. And now when I feel anger, I I journal about it, I write about it, I talk about it, I express it, and then it's gone. I don't bottle it up inside and just explode. So I think that that emotional intelligence comes that I have comes from my experiences of trying to get better. And I was not raised to be emotionally wise, and I'm still working on it today. But yeah, I think that's something important, especially for parents out there today. We can see that how we were raised may not have been 100% the best way, right? And so, as we learn more about mental health and how we can fortify our children to be stronger mentally when they're adults, I think if you start when they're young, and just get them to express their emotions and talk about them. That can be leaps and bounds better than telling a child they're wrong for feeling a certain way. So,
Yeah, man, that's huge, you know. I grew up like Spider-Man in that culture, like man up, you know, like no, you know, and it was there were certain things that I liked about it. It taught me respect. It taught me to respect my elders. It taught me certain things, you know, hard work, why hard work is important, that type of stuff, right? But there's also some things like, nah, you can't talk about this. You can't do that. Like, that doesn't exist. I got that too. Like, you know, and it was just ignorance. It was ignorance that people didn't want to face certain things. But you know, that's why we're here. We can talk about certain things and, you know, bring it up in certain questions because we have a group that wants to talk about things that might be affecting one another. But, you know, some people are negligent enough to say, nah, you know, can't do that. Notorious says, how about OCD? Do you do you do you any of you struggle with that? Do any of you
I'm
struggle with
struggling
that?
with it now.
Ah,
These
that's funny.
cucumbers are not coming out the way I want them.
I get lots of positive energy from this stream. I feel so great already. Notorious, thank you very much for that. That's why we're here to motivate one another, to help one another. You know, this is fun. This is a good time. This is what we want to make it because healing hurts. You know, healing sucks, but sometimes we have to do it. You know, and trust me, after you heal, you feel so much better. You know, it's hard to see how to heal when you're healing if it's not something physical. If it's a cut and you need sutures, like you can see it, you know what I mean? But it's hard to gauge it when it's mental. And at the end of the day, just perseverance, continuance, discipline with certain things will help you, you know, get out of that proverbial, you know, hole that we're in. And, you know, we've been there before. So sometimes we know how to get out of it. And those are the skills and stuff that you have there in your pocket. You know, walk it out Wednesday. Today, we encourage everyone to go for a brisk walk, a hike, a run, go work out. Today, here in Arizona, we got a workout with Temple Training at 7:15 Pacific, 10:15 Eastern time. We're going to be streaming it too. You can join us from home if it's not too late, or if it is, or if it isn't, it don't matter. We're gonna be working out, and you can do it from home. It's easy, but it's you know it's gonna get your heart going. You know, it's gonna get you revved up, and that's what we want to do because that changes your brain chemistry. And there's much science and research out there that shows the correlation between um, physical fitness and mental health. There's definitely major correlation there. What's up, Bert? No, nada. Bert. All right then. Jade Mate says, I haven't been diagnosed with OCD, but I think the anxiety makes me suffer from perfectionism. There is certain things or certain ways, certain diagnoses that some of us have or don't have. It doesn't matter, but what I'm saying is like some of these mental health do cross paths with other symptoms, you know? So when you're talking about anxiety or depression or OCD, it could be a mixture of things, and that's sometimes how some mental health manifests, how your body manifests it. You know,
Yeah,
so
Doc, I was just answering their question in the chat, so we didn't have to talk about it. But like you're
fine, I won't
saying,
talk about it then.
I think like they lend to each other. Like if I didn't have the anxiety, I don't think I'd perform as well as I do due to my depression. But the anxiety is what gets me out of bed and go to work. But like you're saying outside factors, so I didn't sleep well last night. And as soon as I hit traffic this morning, I like called my boss and said, I can't do work today. Like, so here I am at home. I took a nap. Probably gonna take a nap after this too.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's been so much stress at work. It's been draining me. I had to change my sleep schedule because of work because we did like a mock deployment.
Yeah.
So like we've been talking about burnout and things like that. And like I know I can't give my 100% today, so I called my boss and I was like, I'm done. Like I got to go home. I tried to come to work, but I can't. So and I think before like getting mental health, I would have just pushed through it cuz like people have said, your parents kind of like suck it up and move on. I don't want to hear you crying. That's the way I was raised. So, just put on a happy face and everything will be great. But it isn't always great. So, uh,
Oh
I'm glad
yeah,
I'm at a point
I
where
had
I can
that.
say I need to step back and take care of myself because I can't push through anymore.
Thank you for sharing. Really appreciate it. Um, honestly, I really, I really think that as we go through it, you know, people start explaining it in different ways, and people get it. Because I may explain something one way, but the way you explain it, someone else might get it, or the way Carito explained it, you know, someone else might, like Notorious said in chat, explained it exactly. Carito explained exactly what I'm going through, and Carito says, OCD, the need to have control of my surroundings, to feel the void that I cannot control, and therefore makes me feel in danger if I don't control my surroundings. That's how I understood OCD when I struggled with it. There you go, man. Well, again, everyone, really appreciate everyone for being here. Thank you very much. This is the MVP morning mix. We're here to be better, to do better, and not be bitter. If you have to take a nap, take a nap. If you have to, eat a Snickers, eat a Snickers. If you have to take a shower, take a shower. Whatever it is, just make sure you stay in the fight. We also do a $10 raffle for those that are here participating. Those that are streaming at the moment, if you can put the names of your people participating in your chat with us, so we can give them the opportunity to win a $10 gift card from MVP. For being here, for being awesome, for motivating one another and motivating yourselves. So we got Notorious. Notorious. He is. He is. We got Sergeant Thunderthighs. We got Drunk Dagger. Drunk Dagger. Uh Fainted. Thank you for being here, Fainted. Do we have Leaky? Yes, he is. Since Vapi's not here, we gotta look for Leaky. Vop was here. Yep, Vop's there. Spider-Man, Jade Maid. Mm. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna go. Do you guys do these streams often? I recommend doing it on Monday because that's Mental Health Day. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yep. Every month, like Jay said, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern time.
Am I in there?
Yes, you are. And don't forget, this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. So all of the morning mixes for this month will focus on mental health and discussing mental health.
Yeah, please, if you can, join our Discord. If you guys see any post of MVP sharing throughout Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, go ahead and like it and share it or subscribe. And share it to your friends. So you might think they might like it or something. Put it on your Facebook, whatever it is, so we can spread the word of what we're doing here, because we're trying to be better. We're trying to bring awareness of mental health and prevent veteran suicide. And overall, we're here with veterans and veteran supporters that want to see us do better, and we all want to do better together. So thank you everyone for being here. Last call for any names for the wheel. Going once. Going twice. Spin that wheel. Where's Carito?
Sorry, I was a little late.
Oh, Vapio! Oh, for sure.
Vapi, Vapi
Oh, Vop
won.
is the winner. Winner. Chicken dinner, Vapi. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate everything, man. I don't know if you're here, if you can, but we'll definitely get a hold of you so Miss Plum can award you your winnings.
Rigged.
It's rigged. Too bad he couldn't be here, but I'm sure he's with us in spirit. But Vapi, congratulations! And again, we'll be doing it on Wednesday. Oh shit, today's Wednesday. Sorry, Friday. Friday is Fun Fact Friday. Bring your facts.
I started Fun Fact Friday, so I need my credits.
Okay, here's your credits.
My first fact for Friday will be who started Fun Facts Friday.
That's how it's gonna start. Roger that.
Free Friday fun fact, everyone.
Yeah, awesome stream. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Spider-Man, you came in
Love you
strong.
all.
I love you, my man.
Question.
Talk to me.
Have a blessed day.
Bye.
Chess. Is anybody interested in chess here?
Me, I love chess.
Good. We need more chess players.
Where are y'all playing chess at?
Marine Zombie is a big
night.
chess player. Marine Zombie is a big
Marine
chess
Zombie
player.
is
Yeah,
word.
Marine Zombie. He's from Florida. He's good.
I want
Bubba.
to find more people to play chess with on stream.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, he does.
Because last night I was just playing random people, and there was a bunch of people coming through challenging me, kicking my butt.
That's awesome. I'm glad. Like, it was a good time. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Who
I'm
else?
down for it. That's fun.
Who else I know that is? I would think Everyday Shooter is a chess player for some reason.
With the beard and everything.
Yeah.
I know how to play. I don't know how to play.
I don't think you have the
know
patience to
movement.
play.
No, I have the movement of the pieces.
Mhm.
I know how the pieces and I know how to play, but I don't have any of like the strategy.
That's what I've been
though,
trying
I'd
to
fuck
learn is
you
the
up.
strategy.
I'd fuck you up in checkers, but not.
Yeah, I grew up playing checkers and chess too. Chess is fun when you find the right people. Absolutely.
That's awesome.
But we're gonna get into some slayage. I'm gonna stop the stream, pass it along. Jay, you streaming right now, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna raid you, my man, and I'll see you guys soon.
Very well.
Later, y'all.
Wait, stop what you're doing right now and check this out.
Our mission at My Veteran Passion, MVP, is to elevate awareness of veterans' mental health. Through both physical and virtual platforms, we empower our nation's warriors and continue the battle against veteran suicide to ensure a smooth transition for veterans into civilian life while preserving the camaraderie they cherished during their service. Through diverse events, social and virtual gatherings, we provide connections, resources, benefits, and education.
Got one.
And as I've
Strong bodies harbor resilient minds. Your support unleashes the true potential of these national heroes. Stand with us in nurturing success and creating a positive environment for mental and physical health alike.
Wait, stop what you're doing right now and check this out.